Hey guys, welcome back to Emperor Nero's YouTube channel. And I guess for an announcement real quick, I do have a Twitter now, and you can follow it if you wish. It'll be in the description below. Go ahead and get that out of the way. Now, let's get to the meat. Recently, I have been culminating in my head. Is the left-right dichotomy, honestly, the division that we've been thinking about it as? I mean, at the end of the day, all left-right politics are just economic divisions and how much control the government should slightly have. Usually, the more right you go, the less control government should have. The more left you go, the more control the government should have, unless you're extremely either way. But is the real battle lines being drawn in the authoritarian libertarian? Small L, I'm going to explain small L libertarian. Not as in the party, but as in the philosophy of freedoms and things such as that. So, inherently, what I'm going to be saying is that really the division that we're talking about? Okay, so here's what I'm going to be talking about. As some of you probably know, some of you may have followed me from some comment section on Sargon of Akkad's video or something like that. It's whatever. The authoritarian left and authoritarian right are more active and more in control than ever before in all reality. The authoritarian left is in schools. They are indoctrinating people. I will also post a link to the Delaware the thing they're doing formerly were doing at University of Delaware, where they dispersed wrong think, and that's inherently a problem. Is like if you disagreed with a certain leftist policy, they would shame you, they would tell how horrible you are as a human being, they would deny you things. It was ridiculous. They would even ask inappropriate questions, like one they asked a young lady when she realized her sexuality and things that were none of their damn business, to be frank. And then you have the authoritarian right, which is mostly in government. See Reagan in the 80s with his band and stranglehold on metal and music and and, of course, we have that going on. And then we had Jack Thompson with video games in the 90s, with the violence and how it's innately violent and awful, and they're vile, and they're training our children to murder people. We had that argument as well, and that's still going on, if we think about it. This idea that video games are violent and have an effect on our culture, and same with music and other artwork. But these people, whether they are authoritarian left or right, have one thing in common. They want to censor free thought. And that's inherently a major issue, is they want to cut off essentially the balls of what makes our culture free. There are certain words you don't say, there are certain things you don't think, there are certain things you don't even talk about, because if we dare talk about them, well, then that would hurt some ideologies now, would it? So, at the end of the day, what I would argue is that the real battle is not left versus right. That's a false dichotomy, everyone watching this. This is not where the battle ends. Screw what the American politics are making you think it is. It's never been that. It will never be that. Throughout all of human history, it has never, ever been left versus right. Ever. It has always been the authoritarians against the libertarian masses. And this idea of free thought. We see this during the revolutions of Europe. Of the libertarian people who believe they should have more freedoms, who should believe they should have more control over their own destiny, going up against the authoritarian regime, whether it's dukes or lords or the crown itself. They would often backlash against them, and that was the thing. And see, now we're still getting it. People who believe art should be banned and that their own opinion on the world is just fine and it doesn't need to evolve or change or be challenged anyway. Because if it's challenged, they don't like it. Sorry, I had to think of my words there. You have to lay down like a dog and deal with it. We see it with the Kim Davis scandal with Christians. They're acting that same way. Lay down like a dog and take it. I'm oppressed, wham, me. And we see it from the left with feminist ideologies of wham, a woman, I'm depressed, deal with me every time, no matter how I act. It's fine because I'm oppressed, wham. It's the same thing. And these authoritarian people, they want control over you. They want power over you as a human being. They want to be able to dictate who can get married. They want to be able to dictate what's right thought and how you treat certain people regardless of what they are. They want control. And also, there are many more topics that I can go more in depth in this, and I plan on doing it because actually I'm going to probably writing a master's thesis, if not my doctoral thesis, of history on this circumstance throughout all of history. So that may be coming in a few years. I'm still getting my bachelor's degree. So I want to see what you guys think about this. Am I onto something? Could I have figured out a big key that is really the dividing line and how we've lost our way? What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below, and give me a do whatever, I guess. Alright, see you guys. Remember, Rome is burning.